What's up, everybody? It's been some time, but I'm back now in front of your screens, and it's been quite a long time. A lot has been happening, not just to me, but a lot has been happening around the country since my last video. But we're gonna get to all of that. All of that. There's content that is being generated for most of those topics. One thing that I have learned is that most of the extraordinary people that we praise and we see ourselves through them and we so hope to get to a point where we achieve the success that they have, they are mostly ordinary people who decided to be brave about one opportunity. It might be many opportunities, it might be three or four, but it might be a multi-million dollar opportunity that came and they decided not to feel inadequate at that very moment. um, I'm from a space when I used to think celebrities are some people who hold superpowers. Some of them are because of the um, exceptional talents that they have. But one thing that I've come to realize, the more I get closer to people who have contributed to some of the most massive projects in this country, one thing stands out. Those people decided to be brave about who they are. They decided to never sleep upon themselves and execute the vision that they have with the little resources that they were given to do so. So what I'm trying to say to you is that there is a narrative currently on social media platforms that who must not comment on which social impactful events that are taking place in South Africa, who must not comment, who doesn't have the capacity to say what, who shouldn't do this and that. And all of those things, honestly speaking, if you're going to take them and put them into your head, you're going to end up not saying anything because of the fear of what the public might say. At the end of it all, you breaking out into the best passionate person that you can ever be lies in you defining, or rather defiling or being defiant towards what social standards will put you through. But we are at toxic positivity and the talk therein. So the last episode was dealing mostly with the introduction of positivity itself, the self-help environment or the industry, the multi-billion industry that is built upon self-help industry, and how they are mining all of this wealth out of your inaccuracy or insecurity or feeling like you're just not enough to get up and start something. So I'm gonna try to wrap things up. Perhaps not, if not in this video, in the next one. But here's what I want you to understand through and through. And that is the fact that if you are going to allow toxic positivity to take over the thoughts, or rather to substantiate why things aren't going right in your life, you're gonna open up a door of self-harm. So you find that there are a lot of people who feel like, I'd rather commit suicide, or maybe I'd rather hate myself, or maybe I'm not happy with how I'm performing because one way or another it's just not enough. And the truth of the matter is that at most, this is what toxic positivity wants you to believe. It sets you in a space where all of your problems are somehow based on you. None of your problems in any way are based on issues that are affecting where you are. So it is Bessie Head who says in the book of Maru that environment, everything, and heredity, nothing. So that statement is reiterated by Jim Rohn when he says, if we were to distribute all of the money in the world equally into the hands of everybody else, including the people who don't have the money now, chances are those who do not have money will give up that money, and that money will be back in the hands of those who have it now. Those are chances. He's not saying it's a certain thing. But looking into it, you come to learn the fact that the environment that most of the capitalist bosses that have, or captains of the industry who have amassed huge sums of wealth, they have built an environment around them that allows them to know how to manipulate and take the money from your pocket into theirs by solving problems or giving needs or whatever way that they speak about, which justifies what they do. So you you shouldn't find yourself at a space where you feel like it is worthwhile to blame yourself for some of the failures which are systematic in your life. This is what toxic positivity will never tell you, because they'll tell you that you're just not working hard enough. You need to work hard. You need to hustle hard. Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. You can't sleep 8 hours a day. You must have an early morning and a late night sleep and all of these other things that seemingly put all of the blame towards you. So the grandeur of presentation that speaks to the toxic positivity is that it does exactly what spiritual theory or religious theory does. There is you, there is a God, and then there is a problem. And then the God in between provides answers to the problem that you are facing. But now, the self-help gurus, whom at most are false prophets of the self-help or the self-development aspect, they will come and they assume the position of the God in between you and your problems. And then they provide to you solutions that are not really realistic about your situation. And then they remove themselves as a responsibility of failing to deliver you to the promised land, and they pin your self judgment and your insecurity to the reason why you're failing. So at the end of it all, when you're done listening to the video, when you're done listening to the content, when you're done consuming all of that content that toxically imposes you to be positive, like, no man, you just lost a parent, just suck it up, get up, you can't moan all day, and all of these other things. I'm poor, yeah, so what? Everybody else is poor. You gotta make a difference in your life. When you're done pulling in all of the weight that you shouldn't even be carrying because of systematic and related issues around you, you find yourself at a point where there's only one person to blame, and that is you. So the trap here causes you to self-harm. It pushes you to hate yourself for not doing enough. Meanwhile, you are doing the best that you can.